doing a segment on spitting the proper way today. Now, spitting is something that all people in the business do because we have to, because typically we're tasting many, many wines in a day, and as a result of that, we have to spit them out. And there's all different types of spitters out there. There's the sloppy spitter. Then there's, the sloppy spitter. You don't want to be anywhere near this guy when he spits because he will get it all over you. He'll get all over who's pouring the wine. He'll get over the bottle of the wine, all over the spit bucket. Anywhere he'll get it except actually in the spit bucket. And then you have, who I find fascinating, the invisible spitter. They will take a wine, they will sip it, they will swish it in their mouth, and then when they are spitting, nothing will come out. Where does the wine go? Who knows? The invisible spitter. And then we have, which I have aspired to and I hope that I've gotten to, the precise long stream spitter. And that is what I would qualify myself as. And I did not learn this all on my own. I learned this through keen observation. When I used to work at Brookline Liquor Mart in Boston, when I was in college, there was a man named Lyle Fass. Lloyd, if you're watching this, you are my inspiration. And Lyle Fass was the most amazing spitter I've ever seen. I will never, ever see a better spitter than Lyle Fass. He was astonishing. You will be having a conversation with Lyle Fass. He'd be tasting wine, and all of a sudden a stream would come out of his mouth, boom, go perfectly in the spit bucket to the left, and he'd still be talking to you about whatever he was talking to you about. It was astonishing. He's an incredible, incredible man. And I would just watch him constantly, and I would learn how to spit from him. So, in order to learn how to spit, you also need to learn how to swish, because swishing is part of spitting. So pretty much everyone knows how to whistle, right? You whistle in and you can whistle out. That's what you do with the wine in your mouth. You go, that's whistling out, you're blowing out, and then if you're whistling in, you're blowing in. Just do that with the wine in your mouth. So I'll do it. Okay, I got a little ahead of myself, but the most important thing to do is kind of like make an O with your mouth, I guess you could say, and kind of it all kind of comes together at the same point. It's very hard to describe because you just do it, but I mean, you can also do it the other way, but I think it's just much less sanitary and more gross because I see a lot of people do this, and I hate this. I'll do it for the sacrifice of the show, but I never do this normally. Okay, why is that gross? A, you're putting your lips on the spit bucket. I know where this has been. It's only been in my apartment, but so many people do that because they don't want to miss the bucket. I mean, it's a pretty big deal if you miss the bucket, there's no question about it, but again, it's not as big a deal as you getting some sort of like herpes on your lip or something from having your lip on the spit bucket if you're at some big, huge industry tasting and every single other person is sitting there tasting and spitting and oh, it's disgusting. It's a cesspool of disease, So, now, the best way to spit, and it takes years and years of practice, and anybody watching this right now is never going to get this, is kind of like the perfect trajectory. Now that was a pretty good trajectory. I had a little dribble outside there, but in general, now I got a little dribble on my chin, which is fine too, but in general, that is what everyone should aspire to. To have a perfect little stream and go straight into the bucket or the urn or the sculptural lacquer box, which is officially called from West Elm, and that's the key right there. But the key also to a bad way to spit, just to review, that's bad. Now why is that bad? That's bad because of 3 reasons. A, splashback. Big time. If there's a lot of wine in the bucket and you do an aggressive stream like that, you're going to get splashback. B, I don't know if we can get a camera in here, you notice it went all over the table here. And usually if you're at a tasting, all you're going to be hitting is some sort of PR or marketing materials or whatnot, but that's also bad. It also makes you look bad. And then 3, usually if you're a sommelier or something, you're going to be in a suit. So you don't want to get all the wine, you don't want to keep it near your suit or whatever. So that's also another advantage of the trajectory too. And also when you're at big industry tastings, usually the whole bucket will be a lot bigger. It'll be kind of more like this. If we get a sponsor one of these days, maybe we'll have a Booth Co bucket. No, probably not. I've said too much shit about them. But we'll get some sort of bucket, in that, so you'll be able to spit effectively. And then the other bad spit. Now, why is that a bad spit? Because I was spitting. I wasn't spitting at any wine. And I see people do this all the time. They take the wine, they swallow it, and then they spit their own saliva. What is up with that? It completely just nullifies the whole point of spitting. You're spitting not to get drunk. You're not spitting to spit. Period, end. If I see that one more time, oh my God, I'm just going to grab that person and just ask them what they're doing. And then, of course, just to go over it again, not bad. Oh, there was a little dribble back on the way back there, and I definitely have a stream of spit all here. And if I was at a tasting and I was in a suit, I'd be definitely more paying attention and more focused and whatnot. Maybe I would lift it up a little bit more in my mouth or whatnot. But in general, that's how you spit. And if you don't spit, you swallow. That's it. Over. I don't know. I end these things.